stop. Before you click away, I need to tell you something. Right now, there's a technique, a simple trick, a way to learn English that works so well that English teachers actually hate it. Not because it doesn't work, the opposite. They hate it because it works too well. It makes their job harder. It makes traditional teaching look slow. And most importantly, it makes you independent. You don't need them anymore. I'm not exaggerating. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what this trick is. And here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll understand why so many people learned English faster using this one method than they did in 10 years of classroom study. But first, let me ask you something real. How many hours have you spent learning English? Think about it. 1 year? 5 years? Maybe you've been studying since you were a kid. And be honest with me. How many times have you sat in a classroom, memorized grammar rules, conjugated verbs, and then, when you tried to actually talk to someone, you froze? Your mind went blank. Your tongue felt heavy. You couldn't remember anything. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. Because that's the system. That's what English teachers have been doing for decades. And it doesn't work. But this trick? This changes everything. Listen, I'm not here to blame English teachers. Most of them are good people. They care. But they're trapped in a system that doesn't work. The traditional system teaches English like this. First, you learn grammar rules. You memorize the past tense. You learn prepositions. You fill in worksheets. Lots of worksheets. Then, maybe after months, they let you speak. But by then, your brain has been trained to think in English, not to feel English. And that's the problem. When you think about English as rules and structures and grammar patterns, you become slow. You have to think. Translation happens in your brain. English to your language to understanding. That's 3 steps. Real English speakers, they skip step 1 and 2. They just understand and speak instantly. But here's what breaks people's hearts. You know you've been studying for years. You've invested time. You've invested money. You've invested your hope. And you still can't have a real conversation. You can read English, maybe. You can write emails, maybe. But when someone talks fast, when there's slang, when people joke, you're lost. So you feel frustrated. You feel stupid. You think, maybe I'm just not good at languages. Maybe I don't have the talent. And that's a lie. You don't have a language problem. You have a system problem. The system you've been using wasn't designed to create fluent speakers. It was designed to create people who pass tests. And those are 2 completely different things. Real talk. I've seen people study English for 15 years and still be afraid to make a phone call. And I've seen people learn English in 6 months because they used the right trick. The difference wasn't talent, it wasn't genetics, it was method. And that's what we're fixing today. Okay, here it is, the trick. The thing teachers hate. It's called input before output. Wait, I know that sounds simple, too simple. But hold on. Most teaching does the opposite. Output before input. They put you in front of the class. Speak, practice, make sentences. You don't know enough. So you panic, you fail, you feel bad. But the trick is different. The trick is you consume English in a way that's already perfect. Movies, songs, podcasts, stories, real, natural English. Not textbook English, real English. You listen, you watch, you read, you absorb for weeks, for months. You're not trying to speak yet. You're just feeding your brain English. Here's the magic part. Your brain is like a sponge, not in a cheesy way, in a real neurological way. When you hear something over and over, your brain starts to recognize patterns. Your ears adjust to the accent. Your brain builds connections. And then, when you finally speak, something incredible happens. The words come naturally. You don't translate anymore. You don't think about grammar, you just speak. Like you've always known these words. It's because of input. Teachers hate this because input is slow. You can't measure it on a test. You sit there watching a movie for 3 months, and there's no certificate. There's no proof. There's no grade. But your brain knows. Your brain is being rewired. Think of it like the gym. If you want big muscles, you can't just wake up one day and lift heavy. You'd break. But if you lift light weights for months, your muscles adapt. Your body changes. And one day, you lift something that used to be impossible. English is the same. Input is the light weights. Input is the foundation. Output, speaking, writing, that comes after. And when it does, it's powerful. So, here's how you actually do this trick. Step 1, choose content you love. This is important. Not textbook content, not English learning videos. I mean, what do you genuinely enjoy? Sports, music, movies, true crime, comedy, animals, history? Pick something, anything. The rule is simple. You have to want to watch it, not because it helps English, but because it's interesting. This is key. If you're bored, your brain won't absorb anything. But if you're interested, your brain is like a magnet. Step 2, watch it in English. Turn on English subtitles, not your native language, English subtitles. This matters because your ears are learning the pronunciation. Your eyes are learning how words look. Your brain is making connections between sound and spelling. Watch one episode, one movie, one story, all the way through. Don't pause to look up every word. Let it flow. Your brain understands more than you think. Step 3, repeat. This is the secret sauce. Watch the same content again, second time. Your brain notices different things. You catch words you missed. You understand jokes. You feel the emotion more deeply. Watch it a third time. Even better. Yes, it sounds boring, but here's the magic. It gets less boring each time because you understand more, and understanding creates engagement. Step 4, gradual output. After weeks of this input, your brain is ready. Now you can. Talk about what you watched. Write about it. Share your opinion. Explain the story to someone. But notice, you're not forcing it. It comes naturally because you have something to say. I'm not making this up. This is how people learn languages naturally. Kids don't learn by studying grammar. They learn by listening to their parents. Day after day, month after month, then one day, they speak. Linguists call it the silent period. And it's not silent because the child isn't learning. The child is absorbing everything. When they finally speak, they speak correctly. Why? Because their brain had time to build the right patterns. You're just doing what kids do, but as an adult, with better material. And it works. I've seen students go from silent to fluent using this exact method. Not in years, in months. Here's what's going to happen if you use this trick. In 1 month, you'll understand English movies better. You'll catch phrases you never noticed before. In 3 months, you'll realize you're not translating in your head anymore. English is just making sense. In 6 months, people will ask you where you studied because the change will be obvious. But more than that, something shifts inside you. You stop being afraid. You stop thinking you're bad at languages. You realize the old system was just bad. You were never the problem. And that feeling, that's worth more than any certificate. Here's the hard truth, though. English teachers will never tell you this trick because it makes traditional classes look unnecessary. Textbook companies won't promote it because you don't need their products. Apps won't advertise it because they want you paying for lessons. Everyone benefits when you stay confused and dependent. But you benefit when you're independent. When you can walk into any room and speak English with confidence. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one piece of content you love. Watch it in English with English subtitles. This week. That's it. One video, one episode, one story, and then watch it again. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just do it. Because right now, at this moment, you have a choice. You can keep doing what you've been doing for years and expect different results. Or you can try something different, something simple, something that actually works. The choice is yours. But I know which one I'd pick.